So again, it's an official announcement. Trivia, the winner of the first semi-final of the day. We will live programmer. Blue listed with her friends. Let's have trivia. First semi-final, the winner of uniforme color azul se va a colocar de color rojo.
The crew here at the WSL are taking some major steps to protect our ocean. We're offsetting our carbon footprint, cutting out single-serve plastics from our events, and committing to leave every beach better than we found it. Because no action is too small, and if all of us pledge to do something every day, we can make big changes for the ocean and our planet. This is our pledge to stop trashing waves. What's yours?
I just ran all the way from Bells Beach to tell you that the king is back. Grom, grab my board. Surfers from Australia have banded together. I think surf booties are cool.
You are a certified badass.
What's up, Chris Cote here with some breaking news.
Literally.
Have you seen the clip? Boom!
Chris, can we get some more news, please?
Buenas tardes and welcome to beautiful Galicia, Northwest Spain, the World Surf League's Longboard Tour. It's finals day here in Pantin. Thanks for joining us as we see that shot, the beautiful iconic spot. 30 years of professional surfing at this break, and we are here for the first time with our longboard division. We'll be crowning champions down here this afternoon. 6 heats left to go. We'll be crowning men's and women's champion. It's time to say a warm welcome in the booth to my co-commentators and my comrades, Robert Wingnut Weaver and Dr. Sam Bleakley. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Paul. Fantastic to be here sharing this with everyone.
How are we feeling, Sam, about the energy at the water today?
Very excited. We had a 4-day window we had to use every day, and the swell is pretty juicy out there, but I think this is going to be such a good test of our last 4 surfers in the event, and you can really sense that energy, the nerves in the competitors' area, the rivalries, and the fact that the sea is pretty juicy. Could be a snapboard if somebody's unlucky, but I will be very impressed with people committing to critical nose rides in such big conditions.
That's going to be the real challenge, really, to showcase, the best of longboarding in the conditions that we're facing today. We've seen double overhead sets pushing through here today.
We started off real big early in the week. We've had pretty big surf all week. Yesterday was the smallest day, but how much has the size been a sort of reflection of the four surfers we're left with on either side of the draw?
Yeah, well, we did finish with a bit of size yesterday. Crunch quarterfinals came in that pushing swell, so certain surfers did shine on day one and yesterday evening. I mean, it stays light so late that we were surfing till about 8:30 p.m. yesterday. That is true, but still those surfers with that finesse, that all-round act, are still in the event.
I think when you look both at the men's and women's draw, there's some very experienced surfers, definitely in the four women that are remaining in this. But the real surprise to me is young Taka Inoue from Japan and how well he handled the big conditions.
Just reminding ourselves here of yesterday, some of those highlights, big day of competition and some real statement performances. And that woman there, Avalon Gold, she was super impressive yesterday.
She wins the award for the most sensational surfing all event for me. I mean, she just was absolutely breathtaking in every part of her longboarding.
We really saw, and we're looking at Jefferson Silva right there, which is getting the unofficial most improved, the most surprising change in his approach and how well he served throughout this event. And there is young Taka Inoue, who I was mentioning before. It's going to be pretty exciting as this day goes forward. Who is going to be able to put it together to get out of this semifinal and do the head-to-head battle?
I suppose it's going to come down to those lefts versus those rights, as it has all event. I mean, Wingnut, do you think it's going to favor the goofy footers or the regular footers?
There's a time during this higher tide that the left is really, really good, so I think that will give them a bit of an advantage.
And we've been talking about the sort of swirl size and finding the best waves all week, but also finals day, just that extra kind of pressure and those nerves, maybe not a great night's sleep last night. We're a tour this year with a longboard, but it's not always like that. Sometimes it's just one event, so maybe some of our surfers are more experienced than others just in terms of dealing with that pressure and turning it into positive energy.
And I think everybody, there's this much less pressure this year because it's a multi-stop tour. So, but once you've made it this far, you have a great result going into Taiwan.
Yeah, losing in a semi, that really hurts. All of these semi-finalists, their eyes are on the final. I think some of them would settle for second if the final didn't go their way, but the pain of getting a third place finish, that is going to be sheer punishment.
And our forecast has been pretty much spot on all week down here. We're going to go and hear from our tour manager shortly for the official call, and we'll find out exactly what the running order is for the day. Let's hear from Shannon, who's standing by with Devin Howard.
Good afternoon. It's another amazing day here at the Longboard Classic Galicia. I'm here with Longboard Tour Director Devin Howard. Devin, exciting days. We're finally into finals. What do we have to look forward to?
Well, we're going to get into the women's semifinals, and we have a lot of surf today. We decided to put the heats to 30 minutes because there are some really big sets, and we're not really sure how often those are going to come in. We're going to give them a little extra time, and then we'll finish up today with the finals. We waited today for the tide to fill in. This place has huge tide swing, and we've seen the last few days a lot of the best sort of sandbars come to life at the higher tide.
And what's been some of the exciting things about this week and heading into New York just about 6 days away?
Well, I think what's been cool is to see we have a multiple stop tour instead of one event. So we have our two leaders are in the semis here. So I think what everyone's really excited to see is how this is going to play out. If Chloe and Justin get through and into the final, that's really going to kind of bolster up their position as definitely the leaders for the world title. If they don't make it through, some new faces come in and it shakes things up a lot. So everyone's really looking forward to both of these heats.
Well, it's going to be a really exciting day here in Galicia. We're going straight into live action. Women's semifinals is on.
Shannon, thanks, Devin. And let's just look at the exciting, scintillating matchup. Two of the fiercest competitors at this beach, Chloe Calment and Justine Dupont.
It's a really interesting matchup where Chloe, who has been on this world title chase on the longboard tour for multiple years, and Justine Dupont, who has such a broad knowledge of surfing all sorts of conditions. You almost want to favor her a little bit with the size of the surf that's out there. Yeah,
I think that Justine has that advantage of the familiarity with these types of European beach breaks, the size, the power, but Chloe's repertoire, that cross-step setup, the footwork, the critical nose riding, and she really has got a powerful flowing rail game. So I think Chloe, for me, is just the favorite in that first semi-final.
All right, I can see that, and I'm going to back you on that What do you think? Who's your favorite going into this?
I saw Chloe out there this morning and she looked really, really impressive in a free surf. I think her energy has been just about right throughout the event. She hasn't really had like peaks and troughs. She's just kind of been on the ascendancy, performance-wise, score-wise, just a general kind of air of positivity. I think it's going to take an exceptional performance to get past her today.
Yeah, but watching Justine as she was adjusting her style and her approach to the waves throughout, that's what's brought her here to the semifinals. I think they're both peaking at just the right time.
And I don't think Justine's going to feel the pressure. I think she's just going to be very relaxed and she's going to enjoy herself. And that might make a massive difference. But I think that wave selection is very key in a set with priority. Do you go for the first wave in the set without the potential on the face, or perhaps the bigger second or third wave that might have more size but might hit that broken foam from the first wave?
It's going to be interesting. It'll be really interesting now that the heat started. Where are they going to set up? Which wave are they going to be looking for? And it looks like the competitors, looks like we might get started right away here pretty early as we're looking to see who's paddling there. And that's Chloe Calmon with the first wave of the women's semifinal. Nice set, a big sweeping roundhouse turn there. Great nose ride, nice footwork. And again, we were talking about, looks like she chose the first wave of that set, and it's a really clean face. Getting nice and steep underneath her there as she commits to the nose. Nice 10 toes wrapped over. Nice to see that graphic in the back. The average speed looks like it's going to be about 20 kilometers an hour. It's interesting to see. It looks like she's going to be able to connect it all the way through to the inside. Nice fast section. Even that inside wave is shoulder to head high. That is a great first opening wave, and I know that Chloe Calmon likes to start strong and fast, so that's going to give her a lot of confidence going into it.
Well, the first numbers we can talk about for that wave, 248 meters. That's a quarter of a kilometer she's ridden there. So an incredibly long ride. What a way to start a heat. She snaffled a bomb. And the other point as well, there wasn't a second wave behind it, so that's just kind of left Justine to sit out there and stew. And all she can do is just wait to hear the score read out. And we think it's probably going to be a pretty healthy number. Let's check out our replay here, Wingnut.
Here we go again. I really like that big swooping S-turn that she was able to put in the face there. Nice, again, setting up that drop knee. I like the way she keeps herself composed as she's getting ready to walk up to the nose. And now she's going to start to put it together on the inside. Gets that nice quick 10. We get another setup turn here. A little loose on that cutback. She's going to work her way through. This is one of the first waves we've been watching all the warm-ups that connected through to all the way to the inside sandbar. Watch the wave grow in front of her. Still a shoulder to head high wave, and that's just on the wet sand right there. That was a really good opening wave, and that's a great wave for the judges to set their benchmark on.
It's just another look at this wave from a Brazilian surfer out of Rio de Janeiro. Been on this world title hunt for a long time. The nose work's been on point all week.
Unflappable for as young as she is. She has incredible global experience riding all sorts of different waves. And when you think about this being a big beach break, I mean, that's what she grew up riding in Brazil.
Okay, well, half an hour heats. We're going to welcome into the booth our Longboard Tour manager, Devin Howard. How are we feeling about life today, mate?
We're feeling really good. We've got waves. We've got a high tide coming up, which is what we've been waiting for all day. It's why we got a little later start today. And we have a title race right in front of us. Pretty cool.
I know there's been a lot of pressure this week making the call on when to go, when not to go. And early on, yesterday we were discussing what are we going to do on finals, because the tide has gotten more extreme as we've gone through this week. And it looks like it was a really good call to wait, give the competitors a chance to look at this, and with the tide filling in, it's just fantastic.
Score in for Chloe, 917 for Chloe, a huge number, highest score of the event so far. She's dropped a massive number. And well, there's only one way to start a heat better than that, is to get a 10, but she's gone so close to that perfect score, right up the scale, unlocking 917 from the get-go. Of course, there was no priority there, and they actually headed over to that left not that long before the start. We started just a few seconds after they arrived at the kind of head of that mainly high tide peak.
Well, like following what Wingnut just said, this is, why we waited. When we rocked up earlier, it was, there was some nice rides out the back, but about half as long. In longboard surfing, we're using the whole board. We've got more scoring opportunities. I'll let you guys talk through this.
And again, that was that initial big roundhouse sweeping turn, beautiful nose ride on the outside, clean footwork. That's one of the things we really like to see in